Hey, it's Wednesday, and you know what that means? It is time for Wisdom Wednesday. Whoop whoop. I am Marquita Green. I am the better half of Recruit for Change. We are a consulting entity that helps individuals, families, and corporations regroup and shift from ineffectiveness to effectiveness. One of the things that we want to talk about this week is perspective. And so when I think about perspective, I think about mindset, right? And so one of the things that crossed my mind earlier today, and I was led to come share with you all, is finding the silver lining. You all have heard about the silver lining. It's the positive aspect or the positive outcome that you get from a devastating or bad situation. So it's essentially the positive perspective about what you're going through, what you're dealing with, and how you're feeling. And I tend to, no matter what's going on, I won't say that it's always my first option or my first thought process, but I always try to find the silver lining because there is always something positive about what I'm going through. There's something that I can get out of it. There's something that I can grow from that experience. And so I try to figure out what that is and use that to guide what I do going forward. One of the things I just thought about a little while ago is when you're dealing with a situation, do you think about it as a burden or do you think about it as a blessing, right? The blessing in it would be your silver lining. And so I encourage you to spend some time thinking about that. When you're thinking about the things that you have to do with your children, is it a I have to or is it a I get to? The silver lining is that you have an opportunity to do some things for your children. And there are people who wish that they had children. There are people who wish that their children were in certain positions to be able to have the rip and run game that some of us have. So are you feeling burdened by transporting your children around the city to different activities and different opportunities, or do you feel blessed by the opportunity to do those things? That's something to think about. One of the things that's been hard for us is right now Oliver has not been working in the world or in the marketplace, and it's been a little bit of a strain, but there's always a silver lining. And so about a month ago, he was in a really bad car accident on I-10 traveling from Tallahassee to Jacksonville. And it was really bad. He, in the moment, didn't think he was going to make it. There was a lot of damage done to a car that we had already paid off. And so in that moment, he just thought and felt, kind of depleted. Like, this is not a good time for us not to be without another vehicle. Where I was doing, I take the twins to school in the morning and he picks them up in the afternoon, but not having that car hindered his ability to pick them up. We do have a third vehicle, but guess what? The third vehicle was down. So how do you handle it? Do you stress about these 2 out of 3 cars being down? Absolutely not. Because the silver lining is we still had a third vehicle. We still had one more vehicle that we could use to get it done. Did it mean that we had to shift some things? Absolutely. But so what? Isn't that what life is about? It's the silver lining. So when you find yourself in a situation that's not ideal, when you find yourself in a challenging situation, what's your mindset? How are you thinking about it? What's your perspective? Are you looking at, oh, woe is me? Or are you looking at the warrior within you? I don't know. That's something to think about. So I challenge you over the next couple of days, over the next week, until I come back for another Wisdom Wednesday. Just think about today's word of wisdom, which is to find the silver lining. It's in you. You just got to find it. It's a blessing. It's not a burden. How will you look at your situation? Think about that. Peace.